It's Nomsa here at Nkosi Talk Shows. Find your own voice lit from within. With me today, I am with Claudia Pasa. How are you, Claudia?
I'm very well, thank you, Namsa. And hello, everyone. Hello.
So, our topic today is how to handle resistance, self-sabotage, and upper limits. And handling self sabotage and upper limits is very crucial for personal growth and success. So today we're going to share some comprehensive approach on how to approach the situation and awareness. And Claudia, you chose the topic. Would you like to uh, explain to our audience what was the motivative behind the topic?
Yeah, sure.
Motivation.
I mean, we all have goals we set ourselves to accomplish and to achieve as well, and things we desire as well to have in our lives or to manifest as well. But sometimes these things just don't come into our lives, or the goals as well we set to is just like we don't accomplish them, even though we are doing the action steps and the strategic ideas as well behind it. So there are obviously some reasons on why we don't get sometimes the things we set ourselves to. And these are some things behind the scenes as well, which we can address today in regards to upper limits as well, or just like self-sabotaging and the just like in regards to understand why we don't always get our goals we desire to. That was
Yeah, it's very important to understand if you will have goals that we want to reach, and to actually be aware of when we're sabotaging ourselves. But at the same time, awareness and acceptance is very, very important to recognize when resistance of sabotage and limit are playing part in your life. And mostly you have to be honest with yourself. And when you're honest with yourself about the behavior, and once you are honest and observe your thoughts, and be honest about your thoughts as well, if you feel that your thoughts like making things up, and emotions as well, accept that all these things, they are natural. They are a natural tendency, and part of the journey towards growth. But some people, they intend to blame themselves when they have these negative thoughts and negative emotions. Instead of dealing with them and going to the roots of the problem, they blame themselves. The minute you blame yourself, then it's hard to actually move forward and build your life, self growth and personal development, and grow into that relationship. Because what we need is to grow. But if you blame yourself, you can't grow. What do you think, Claudia?
yes, yes, absolutely. Growing is what we want, and getting the things as well at the root, but we have to understand as well, like where the root cause is as well. And we did put as well in the title for today's episode upper limits, like how to handle as well, like upper limits. So let me actually explain what an upper limit is. So we all inside of us have like an internal thermostat of how much health we allow ourselves to be or to have, how much money, how much happiness, how much fulfillment in our relationships and romantic relationships as well. So this applies to all areas in our lives. It's like an internal thermostat where the set point is different for all of us. So, and the thing is as well, when we reach a certain set point, for example, in regards to our money goals, okay, how much money it is we would like to earn monthly. So if our thermostat is set in regards to £3,000 every month, so you won't really get on top over £3,000 if you have any, if it didn't happen as well for you at this stage, because you might have some blocks or some beliefs as well, unconscious beliefs as well, you are not aware of it, that won't really succeed to go over the £3,000. And what happens, you may have a month where you get like a bonus and you exceed the £3,000. And for example, you are then at £4,500 that month, but because you have not dealt with the blocks underneath and the resistance as well, and your nervous system is just not really comfortable in regards to dealing with that amount more that month. So what happens as well, the next month it could happen that you again drop onto the £3,000 basically, where you are set on, tuned in at this stage as well. But it happens as well the other way around. If you 1 month would only get like £2,500, but your thermostat is set up to 3,000, then something magically would happen that month that you attract like another client or something, so that you actually go back to this set point. So I hope it makes sense explaining the upper limits in regards to the set points we all have in all areas, different set points for all of us. And then is if we would like to exceed the set point actually as well, or to drop the weight as well, or to earn more money, or to be more happy in a relationship as well, like, and then it's important to understand as well what are the limitations we place on ourselves, limiting beliefs as well, but they are to some extent as well unconscious, so we are not even aware of them. But it's like to understand for you how it works with a set point for all of us. Another example as well in romantic relationships as well. So you have a set point on how much happiness you allow yourself to have with your romantic partner, and if it feels a bit like too much happiness is coming your way, and then you don't accept it, and then you just like same evening you could cause like a drama with your partner, a fight, so that you get again fall onto the known, into your familiar zone of where you allow yourself as well to be within your romantic relationships. It's like, does it make sense how I explained? Yeah. So do you have something to add as well in regards to this example, so that the audience understands actually, the upper limits where they, stop and come from?
I think you is very very important for people to understand the triggers. I think mostly upper limit they come from is these behaviors they come like if it's like maybe sometimes it's fear of failure, failure of success. If someone is fearing like they feel that because I think I went through before this upper limits where I was like feeling like if I'm going to succeed, and it also like it can affect you, like Claudia said, low self-esteem, or is very very important to identify it. It could come in different forms. So just identify it, how it comes in sometimes, and reflect on it. Self-reflection is very, very important. And if you, in order to identify it, you journal your thoughts. Once you journal your thoughts regularly and your feelings, how you feel, and the behavior, how you feel, you'll be able to actually to identify how it affects you, what are the limitations that are affecting you in your life. So it's very, very important. And the patterns as well, because every habit that we have, sometimes it creates a pattern. So when it creates a pattern, it's important to actually recognize those patterns, because it's like if you look at it with the personal development, uh, if you are not disciplined, you could go back to where you were before. So it's very, very important to be disciplined, and that's why it's important to write down your thoughts. I don't write down my thoughts myself. Me, I speak to my thoughts. I challenge my thoughts whenever I'm feeling like my thoughts like are challenging me. I challenge my thoughts, I challenge them, I speak to them, and I let them know that this is the path that I'm going to take. And if I'm thinking of something like negative, I have to sit down and ask myself, why do I feel this way? Why am I thinking? Is there any problem that is making me? Is there something that is triggering me to think this way? And then I would just sit down and evaluate things around me, the environment. How is the environment? Why is this bringing fear to me? Why is it bringing this kind of thoughts in my life? Because there must be something that is actually presenting these feelings that is making me have this limitation that it make me sabotage myself. So before I do anything, it's like stop. I'm like, okay, I need to chill. I need to calm myself down, and I need to evaluate things around me. Or sometimes it could be people around you as well. There are some people sometimes around you, the words is sometimes when we speak to people, people might, if you are doing something, people may make you feel that you can't do it. That is if your thoughts and your beliefs, if you believe it. So it's important as well, people around us to be aware, have that self-awareness and be in the present moment. Just live in the present moment. And that's where meditation, every now and then you have to meditate. It's important to be in the present moment. What do you think, Claudia?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And as well as you did say, to address the fears as well, because obviously it is, there are some fears inside of us we are not always aware of that keep us actually, like law, that we don't really go for the desired outcome, or that it doesn't come as well into our, existence. So one thing which is good as well is like to sit down and to get a bit in like a relaxing state, or a short meditation, some grounding exercise, and then like go really in it and ask yourself, what am I afraid will happen when I dot dot dot, and then obviously you add the a goal, what it is you would like to achieve, and then like ask yourself this question, just like, and then really be with it, be with yourself as well, and listen to yourself, because yes, we have the answers as well, all the answers are already within us, and it's our job actually as well to understand and to learn how to be with us, how to ask us questions, so that we can learn as well to listen within, because once you can understand and can do this, you will be able as well to get then the ideas or the fears or whatever it is, like what fear, or what are you afraid as well is like happening, or what do you think is happening when like get the promotion, or you quit your job and start your business, or like like or um skip the single life and go out there and date again, like, so what are your fears inside? And they need to be addressed as well so that you can see them as well, what they are, because then you understand as well that they are actually the reason why you are only going so much forward, why you are like with one foot the gas and the others on the brake as well. It's just like only so much you allow yourself in this particular goal to be fulfilled, or to attract as well. So basically as well, you have as well, like again here, upper limits. But if you don't address them, you will always hit only so far until this invisible glass ceiling we all have, and you won't get behind it because you have not addressed, the limitation or the fears as well. And your beliefs as well, like have a look as well, like again, go within, sit some time for yourself and like see as well, what do you believe as well about your goal, about achieving your goal? Is it possible for you as well, like what are, yeah, what are the beliefs as well around it? Or and then as well, where did you pick up those beliefs as well when you are aware of them as well? So where did you see this as well in your life? Did you pick it up from your parents, like the way how they behave in their marriage or how they run their businesses, like where did you pick this up as well to begin with? Those belief in regards to what it is, what you want as well in this time of your life. And then it's like really to be aware of it, to get the awareness, because sometimes even just to have this aha moment and the realization that you have seen this somewhere else, a family member or somewhere else previously, just to have this aha moment, the light bulb moment can show you already in your subconscious mind as well that it's not really applicable any longer for you because it's not actually yours, but you at some stage in your life you've seen it and you hold on to it as a belief for yourself. It can actually as well be easy. It doesn't always have to be sophisticated. Yeah.
I like it when you used the promotion and people being scared of having fear of going for that promotion and just changing lives, changing life and growing whatever the path where you want to go. I think it is very, very important um, to know that we are all here on earth for a purpose. And the fact that if you have skills, you shouldn't fear and you shouldn't have insecurities. But unfortunately, we do have insecurities because sometimes people they come across to people that tell them they're not good enough and they start believing those words. And also, sometimes we have our own insecurities from our own childhood that we believe that other people are better than us. But if we were to believe that we can, as a human being, for me, I believe that you become what you can tolerate as a person. If you can tolerate falling and picking yourself up and growing in the process and meeting people that are negative and having to deal with them and having to climb that mountains and go on the other side. So for me, that's what I believe that, like what Claudia was saying, that we shouldn't fear. If you want promotion, go for it and challenge limiting beliefs because we don't want the validation. Some people, they want people to validate who they are. Um, our beliefs, they are the fuel of resistance that can help us to sabotage our lives. So you can replace those beliefs with the empowering beliefs that support your goals and aspiration. So it's very, very important to understand that there are some beliefs that we can adopt that can help us to get to where we need to be. If you feel that uh, maybe you face a failure, or maybe you're surrounded by people who are negative when they say negative words to you, just calm yourself when you are faced with resistance, and try to pause, become aware of the physical and emotional state, and don't try to respond if you feel that you are not ready to respond. But sometimes some people, they feel that they need to respond to the situation. Sometimes you can hold on and change your mindset is very, very important. Identify negative self-talk, challenge it. If you have to apply for that promotion, just go for it. If you are somebody who has failed before, and reframe that failure. Most of the people, Claudia, sometimes for me,
Mm,
what I've realized is sometimes the people worry about what people are going to say.
mm,
Uh, that stops people going for what they want. They're like, if I go for this, if I fail, my family will say, we told you so, or my friends will say, we
mm,
told you so. For me, if I fail, I fail. I do things. If I don't succeed,
mm,
I'll try again. If I don't succeed, I'll try again. And all I know is nobody's business whether I fail or I don't fail. It's
mm.
just me trying for myself, trying for my children, and trying for my family. So I wouldn't worry about how people gonna react, or I'm gonna be seen as a failure. I think people who are trying, they're better than those who don't try nothing. So for me, that's how I see it. If you're someone out there and you're trying to become the person that you want to become, and you get knocked down, just keep going. Just keep climbing until you get there. It's not easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be good as well. In regards to failing, obviously, we all have this fear somewhere in our lives. I'm pretty sure, just like to change the viewpoint or the mindset around this. As you did say as well, it's personal and different as well with all of us, but like to change how we feel about it or how we see it as well. In the past, I saw it as well. Oh, I'm ashamed. I will feel ashamed. People will talk about me. I was, yeah, more into this collective consciousness hooked. But today, I see failure as like you tried something and you learned something in this way. It didn't work out, but then it's not really, I don't call it failure as well as much. It was a learning, and in the past as well, maybe if I want to repeat something, I could go and I could do it again because I have experience in that field now. So I would even reframe it and rephrase it, and I would call I'm doing something again because out of experience, even. Okay. So just like I don't really like to use the word failure anymore. And it's just like, and because of this as well, I don't feel so much, I don't know, it's just like, yeah, it's just like really to understand what's your personal relationship with failure, how you view it, how you deal with it, how you be with it as well, I think, right?
Yeah. I think when people see failure as a sign of weakness,
Yeah,
you change your
yeah,
mindset and just see it as a sign of growth, like experiences.
yes, yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
um, with my business, where I have tried, where I failed, and then if you ask me the process, I'll be able to explain it to you. And but where I just succeeded just like that, I wouldn't be able to actually help you. I'll be able to help you, but have I learned more things in that part? I think I've learned a little. But where I have failed, I have learned, gained experience, gained skill, and I've learned how to deal with the setbacks, where I've tried and where I failed. I've learned to pick myself up, and I've learned to actually deal with things that are holding me back in life by confronting deeply my beliefs about myself and and challenging them as well at the same time. So it's very, very important to actually um, uh, look at failure in a different way and set clear goals. And when those goals, some of the goals that we set, they might not come the way we expect them to, because we might set up goals and say, I want to set up these goals, and then they don't, things don't go according to plan. But you just, as long you are clear of what you want, where you need to be, you have to keep going. Failure is not something that just before I came online, uh, one of John Gray's staff wanted us to work with John Gray, and then the other somebody's challenging that is saying no, he can't commit. So now that they're challenging each other, one of them says yes, he likes us, he want to work with us. One of them is saying he can't commit every month. I'm like, me, I'm not bothered about it anyway. Yeah, so I'm not bothered about it anyway. So when she sent a message yesterday, and then there is somebody else that wants actually to work, like who wants to work with me. So I was like, I can see this thing as a challenge. Uh, so I'm still thinking about how do I actually, because the other one says it's fine, John Gray can come and work with us, and the other one is saying he can't commit, he can just come in once a while. And so I was like, we are not bothered about it. So they just have to tell us because it's their platform. He is the brand, so they can just say, okay, he can't do this. So this is the only thing that he can do. So for me, I would be okay with it. But at the same time, I'm realizing that I'm not challenging anything anymore because because when you challenge setbacks and then you are like, okay, I'm gonna challenge this, and then you start thinking about those things. I've learned whatever is presented to you, there is a reason behind it. When something is presented to you, you have to stay focused. Because if you, the minute you move your focus to where you're going, the minute the delay comes. So I was like, okay, he sent me a message. They sent me an email yesterday. And somebody sent me an email saying, okay, Noms, I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to work with you to become my agent. I was like, okay, I don't mind. So it's like the opportunity coming in. So, but if they go, it's fine. So I'm just sharing this with you guys because there are some people, when they're doing something, they stay in one place. They're like, they want to stay in that place and focus on what has gone wrong. Don't focus on what has gone wrong. Just focus on where you're going and the foundation. Look at the foundation of your life. If the foundation is good, and if your mindset is good, is in the right place, your thoughts are in the right place, your emotions, I say we're good to go. I say we're good to go. So even whether it's a relationship, I always say to people, like, if I go home, me, no one tells me anything in my family now, unless if it's something positive. Otherwise, they don't tell me nothing because I'm not going to challenge them, but I tell them that sometimes the mind makes things up. If you go to people, they'll be making things up. Uh, the only thing that I believe is to avoid a setback is to communicate. Communicate with your thoughts, communicate with your feelings, look at the environment where you are, And if friends or family get support, if you can get support, but never ever judge yourself. I don't know about you, Claudia, but for me, this advice of not judging myself, anything, any negative things that is presented to me, I welcome it. I calm myself down and I go like silence. I just stop and I'm like, okay, this wants my attention. And then I look at the things, I look at the situation. Can I respond to this? How do I respond to this? Can I actually fix it? If I can't fix it, there's some things you can't fix them. They're not meant for us to fix them. Some things are meant for somebody to enter your life and fix them for you. So I'm like, I look at things, I'm like, if I can't fix them, I can't fix them.
You
What
can't.
about you, Claudia?
Mhm.
What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And don't judge yourself and be gentle as well with yourself. Absolutely important. But we do this, even I sometimes still find myself in some new situation, maybe arising and then kind of judging myself. But then as well, I realize it quite soon. And then as well, I stop it because it just doesn't right. It feels like I'm going against me, rather than be with me and to help me and to just like to support myself as well. And again, it's okay to make mistakes as well. I mean, give yourself the permission, just like it's human as well. And we are designed as well. It's perfectly human as well that we are here and we make mistakes because we are always learning and learning doesn't stop in school. It continues for the rest of your life as well. It's just like because some stage as well in the past, the teacher, the parent, said something to us, like it's wrong, you did a mistake, and so on, and we are so, I don't know, so serious and so strict about it, some more than others, obviously as well. But no, I don't choose to be like this anymore with myself. I don't. I wanted to share as well with the audience, like another little tool when they actually feel like they are a bit stuck in some way, some goal or some manifestation as well. For example, as well, or to release weight as well, what about if you just own it? Okay, just be honest and own it and say to yourself, I am committed to stay with, you know, with overweight I am currently on as well. So basically, just own it where you are at the certain set as well. Just like say this to yourself, I'm committed, I stay with it now, I am overweight, and then just see what happens as well in this case when you own things where you stand and you feel like you can't get any further than this or you can't lose the weight as well. So just like what happens when you just say this to yourself and then see as well what insight is coming up here and how you feel about it when you actually say I'm committed as well to to stay in this job I don't like the boss, I don't like to be here any longer. Just like, how does it feel? What is coming up for you as well? And you will always be shown things about yourself as well, and this is a good thing because if you see something coming up, then you can actually change it. Okay. So this is why we want as well to do certain things to be with it as well, with the sensation or with the goal, even if it's very unpleasant where we are right now at in this particular time in our lives. But then we will be shown what is coming up, a belief, a thought, or something, a solution, maybe as well, or some creative ideas. But then we've got something as well, and we can change around it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of on it. I think is
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
very it's very, very important to actually to take responsibilities and own it and hold yourself accountable for whatever is going on and develop resistance as well. I think cultivating resistance to actually bounce back from those setbacks and whatever we call failure, and also view it as an opportunity for growth rather than a reason to give up. Some people, they see it as a reason to give up when they are presented with the setbacks and limitation. Um, be kind to yourself. Self-compassion comes with it, and towards yourself, especially during those times of resistance instead of or self-sabotage. And also have a look at your foundation of life. Why do you self-sabotage yourself? Because if you treat yourself with the same empathy you would offer a friend, you really wants to, when you are faced with the challenges, you really want to go deep and really, really go deep and get to know yourself. And once you go deep and get to know yourself, you'll be able to actually see everything as an opportunity. Every challenge that comes your way, you'll be able to see it as an opportunity instead of like self-sabotaging. Because some people, they make things worse. Things will go wrong in their lives, and then they will sabotage their relationship because to them, what they see the negativity. They will sabotage at work, their workplace, and even people around them. And you have to, it's like mostly like with our colleagues when we go to work. There are some people who may not like us. Not everyone is meant to like us. Some people, they just have this thing of disliking people. I see people sometimes they'll say, I don't like this person. And for me, because I meditate a lot and I'm in the present moment, I will try to figure out why don't you like this person? And they would tell me the reasons. I'm like, but that's their business, what they do. Why are you bothered about it? So for me, I'll be like, why are you bothered about it to go to a extent where you say, I don't like a person? I always say to my children, like when they say I don't like a teacher, I'm like, oh, yeah, somebody else said those words, and now you guys are copying them. So I'm like, in order for you to say I don't like the person, you must have had to associate with that person, or they must have had to do something to you. But if they have not done something to you, like you watch them on social media and you say I don't like them, so what makes you go to that level of disliking somebody? For me personally, I meditate a lot. I go on social media. I listen to people like speakers when people are messages. If I don't resonate, there's a difference between the connection. If I don't connect with the message, it does not mean that I don't like the person. So I move on with my life. But if you were to ask me before, I will say I don't like. If you were to say, oh, no, Mr. What do you think about this person? I will say I don't like. But now I'm actually having to see the difference. Like I'm not connecting with the message, but the person is fine because it's not my place for me to say I don't like. I did not create that person. So some people, they waste so much time, like they will be telling you who has done what, who has done this, who has done what, and then I'm sitting there, I'm listening, and I'm like, don't you have goals to write and create? So it's very, very important to actually uh, just do your own things. And my daughter, she's 17. She likes sitting in her bedroom a lot. And her dad yesterday was complaining, and I was like, mind your own business. And he's looking at me, he's like, are you being serious? Like, yes, mind your own business. And I was like, children go to different phase. They go to a phase where they want to hang out with you, and then they go to a phase where they want to do their own thing with their friends.
Mm.
They do go to a phase where they want to come for cuddle with you. So I was like, mind your own business. Whether she stays in her room, if she comes out and talk to you, mind your own business. And it was like, oh, I think he's finding it hard. And I was like, our youngest, I was like, join the club. When she's older, she's just gonna do her own thing as well. So you just have to. And I was like, now if I talk to her and try to put my what I think is right for me, then it will have fights, and then it will bring the resentment in the relationship, and it should drift away. And I was like, but if I mind my own business and let her grow her way the way she grows, as long as I'm planting positivity in her life, I'm good to go. So I said to my spouse, mind your own business. And yesterday he was looking at me. I was like, okay, then I was like, yeah, mind your own business. Because sometimes
Mm.
we put limitation in our life because we think that we are not good enough. We make decisions that we are not good enough. And when we think we're not good enough, we're not gonna be good enough. If we're in a relationship, we think we
Mm.
assume that this person does not like us. We are dating them, but
Mm.
we assume that they've gone off, they don't like us. But sometimes it's got nothing to do with you. If you're dating somebody, they're gone off, it means they have things to deal with. That's why I always say to people, money first.
Mm.
Money first for the person you are dating to come back, their emotions, their feelings. I see my spouse sometimes at work, there's pressure at work, and he goes AWA. Me, I stay in the same place. And then he'll come back and he'll be like, oh, this thing at work and this thing and this thing. And he's in charge at work. But then sometimes he wants to get involved in work. And I was like, why don't you go away and mind your own business at work as well and let the people get on? He's like, there's things got to be done in this way and this much work has to be done. And I'm like, yes, it can be done. But that day, that one day, when it's not done, deal with it, accept it, and know that everything is going to work out just fine tomorrow. And is there something with the limitations when upper limits, when you're being limited with these limitations, all you have to do just stay calm. Relationship wise, Claudia, business wise,
Mm.
just stay calm. If we meet like people, Claudia,
Yeah.
myself, in relationship, we have success. Business, we have success. But if you ask us how we got there, it's been challenging along the way,
Yeah.
isn't it, Claudia?
Mhm. Yes, it has. It has. And yeah, and as you said as well, yeah, it has been challenging. But again, then I'm grateful for the past self of me, the past version of me, yeah,
Yeah,
a year ago, or whatever you want to say, who actually did some awkward things, who did something new, and she felt fear around it. And, just like, but she did it. And because of those actions, of that past version of me, I am standing where I am right now. I'm grateful, just like, yeah. I just had a realization. Resistance, it's something as well you said, Nomsa, just to accept, accept where we are. Absolutely. Because as well, resistance is something, it will come up as well, it will come up for all of us. And then it's like, how are we dealing or being as well with this resistance? And you said accept it. And I say as well, you just like to sometimes as well, you can already actually as well expect it to show up. If you want to do something outside of your familiar zone, something new in your life you haven't done before, where you have to do some new action which you didn't do before, expect it actually as well that it will come up, and be prepared for it. But if you are like this, it might come up, you are prepared, or as you say as well, accept it as well. And then you can work with it, because the resistance will come up for sure for all of us at some stage. And then as well, how are we dealing with it? How are we being with it? And how are we behaving as well? Like, do we go into, like, okay, I give up, it's not for me. Once the resistance is there, so we just don't do anything, yeah, give up, self-sabotage, just let the goal go. Or we find a way as well to go or to roll with the resistance, because you will see as well that the resistance obviously is there as well, kind of to protect you. There could be something of fear around it where you are not aware, or you might be aware what it is if you go further and you reach that goal. But then as well, the resistance as well could keep you safe as well. It just wants to protect you, like, just get curious. What does this resistance want for you or want from you? Sometimes as well, it just wants to protect you as well, like, and once you can see this again, it just becomes so much easier as well to work with it, to work around it, to accept it as well, as Nomsa says, and then still go out and do our action steps towards the goal we desire to have or to be in our lives. Yeah, resistance.
Yeah, it's very, very important to actually, and also seek support and
Oh, yeah.
celebrate your progress as well, and also have rituals that you can use that can help you to actually find that strength within you. Because what we need strength. Um, Once we have strength within ourselves, then we are able to fight the battles. Without strength, we can't fight battles. That means our we can lead, our health can go to depression, or you can go to anxiety because of that fear. So it's important to have something that you hold on to. If you are somebody, you are a Christian, use your Christian beliefs. If you are not a Christian, whatever your beliefs that helps you to get there in life, just use them and be the person that you want to become, and know that being that person, it does not come easy. It is a challenge, and that's what makes life exciting. Without challenges in life, we wouldn't be able to be where we are today. Like Claudia was saying, that she is so grateful for her past, that her past helped her to create this Claudia that has always been there, that is here today. So I'm so grateful as well for the challenges that I have gone through in my life,
Mm.
and I'm so grateful to those who rejected me in my past, and they've made me realize that actually, uh, if there wasn't something great in me, I wouldn't be facing challenges. Sometimes the challenges are presented to us because the universe is showing us that we could be more. But sometimes we get comfortable with the
Mhm.
things. When we succeed in little things, we get comfortable. So if the universe knows, and if God knows that
Mhm.
we are more than what we think we are, he will keep bringing challenges to our lives so that we keep shaking, keep shaping, we keep climbing that mountain. Even with the work, he will bring challenges. Or sometimes he might use like your colleague to actually be nasty to you. And when that colleague, when you're thinking that, oh, this person is really being nasty to you, this is where you
Mhm.
go home and you are like, am I in the right place? okay, am I supposed to apply for promotion? What am I supposed to be doing? But some people don't question themselves their path. They are like they get stuck in. If somebody is fighting, they get in it. They're like, who does this person think they are? I'm just gonna show them me. I'm like, okay, I just move on. When I'm presented with the challenges, guys, is where I find the strength. Is where I find the opportunities. Is where I learn more about myself. Who does NOMSA? Who is NOMSA? Is where I'm like, I just want to know the real me. And sometimes life is like that. We may say, okay, I'm looking for, I want to go and meet somebody. Maybe let's say I'm single. I'm looking for love. And then God will be like, okay, you looking for love, but are you aware of the challenges that you faced in the past? Now that you want to find this love, you want to manifest for love, and you're like, yeah, I'm aware of it. And then it will be like, he'll keep bringing people like that are not, you are not meant to settle with them. And just checking out, are you going to settle for less? Are you going to settle for less? And then if you're somebody like you say, you think that, okay, I'm getting old. Let me just settle for anything. And then you settle for less, and then you get married to the wrong guy or the wrong woman.
Mm.
And then somehow down the line in the future, you start having problems. And you're like, oh, wow, I found the one. Why is everything gone wrong now? But you've never found that one. You actually settled for less. And that person was never your husband or was never your wife. But if you say, okay, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to start my business, I'm ready to move to just get out there and put my brand out there. When you're faced with challenges or relationship, I'm ready to put myself out there. If you do meet people that are not for you, you'll be able to identify them. Or this one is a lovely person, but it's not for me for a long-term relationship. And then you keep searching until you find the one and the one that you settle. And then you live happily ever after. When you're faced with challenges, you look at that person and say, wow, you're worth waiting for. And these challenges that I'm facing, they are worth because you're worth it. But if you're facing the wrong, you marry the wrong person, and then in the near future you have problems. This is when, like Christians, that's when they start saying does not exist. Yeah, that's when they say people talk about the manifestation it does not exist. That's when people start things, they start blaming things.
Mm.
But if you just wait, good things come to those who just wait, who believes in themselves. I know if you're applying for work, no matter how much interviews, my friend was telling me her husband has gone so many interviews. He was like, maybe a week he goes to interview 3 times a week, but he's not getting a job. So I was like, just hang in there, he'll get a job. It's not maybe where he goes, it's not meant for him. And also if you meditated, did you know, Claudia, like sometimes if you meditate, actually uh
Mm.
your inner being can actually communicate with you and say, don't apply for this job, it's not for you.
Mm.
You can actually,
Mm.
like, yeah,
Mm.
like
Yeah.
even like if you're a Christian, the Holy Spirit will tell you if it's for you, it will tell you
Mm.
that it's wasting time. But
Yeah.
sometimes some job are for us. While we are looking for success, there's another energy that is challenging us. So we have to, that's where we come before we can go to this job. We speak to the universe, ask the universe to look out for you. If that job is meant for you, or if the woman they're meant for you, instead of them rejecting you, ask God to be on your side to bring the woman, may I just pray, God, and I'm like, any friend that is in my life to waste my time, God, take it away. And all of a sudden, somebody will flip and then they're out of my life. I'm like, God, any friend or anybody, business
Mhm.
network, like
Mhm.
anyone that is connected to me to hinder my success, to hinder the purpose of God to manifest in my life, or to hinder my success to manifest in my life, take it away. I say, take it away. But I pray and I ask God, I give him instruction. And I say, anybody that is in my life and they're wasting my time, or if any temporal success that is here to cause problems, that is not real, take it away. And it does take it away. Anything that I'll be celebrating, thinking maybe it's going to cause problems for me in the future, or if I have a business partner that is going to cause problems in the future, but me, I'm thinking is a blessing. I ask God to check it out. I say, God, go into my foundation, go into my business foundation. Any person that is in my business foundation that is there to waste my time, or that they're going to cause problems, or they're not real, authentic, they're not acting on my best interest, please take them away. Remove them and give them another blessings. Remove them in my foundation. Does God do it? He does it. And that person who just flips and say, oh, I've had enough. I'm just going. And I'm like, it's Carol Anne actually who made me aware. I used to tell her that I'm praying, I'm doing this. And then a few weeks later, something would happen. And he would say, Nomsa, are you realizing what you're doing? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not realizing. I'll be complaining that this person is leaving. And then he should be like, go back to your prayer. And I was like, what do you mean go back to my prayer? And she's like, what are you praying for? And I was like, I'm just praying for genuine people in my life and it's like, look at it. Sometimes it just people don't, they're not in the present moment. Now when I say a word, or if I'm praying, I have to stay focused on that, the outcome, and you will see that it happens. Sometimes it's things are not meant to be, they're not meant to be.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And then as well, it's about accepting those as well, that without pushing, because we can be pushing again here, pushing against the resistance, here, but it's just like not the way, not the way to go,
Yeah.
not the way to go. There's another little book I would love to recommend to the audience as well, if they would like to read a bit more about upper limits and examples and so on. It's called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. It's a quick and easy read
What's the
about
book called on
it's
Claudia?
3 words. The Big Leap. The Big Leap.
Big Leap.
Yeah, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, and it's like a quick read. I think 110 or 20 pages to read. Is good examples as well about upper limits, how they show up in our lives, and for us to understand as well our internal programming of how much we allow ourselves, how much money, how much health, how much happiness to have in our lives. Yeah, The Big Leap. A good book to read about it.
Have a look at the book. I will have a look it out.
Mhm.
I've not. I
Yeah,
think I've had someone recommend it. I'll have a look.
I do recommend it as well in regards to this example. Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important for anyone that is watching that sometimes we just have to, there are limitation in life. There are things that limit ourselves. But for me personally, everything before that I thought was a limitation, or I thought was a problem, I realized that whenever I was going the wrong way, problem will be presented to me, and then I stop. And then once I stop, and then I have a look, stay focused, and then that's where I find my breakthrough. So just have to find something that works for you, and mostly meditate. If you are somebody who likes to meditate, meditation, it helps your mind to be in the present moment, and it also activates your inner being, because the winning spirit, your soul that brings winning, that brings success, is inside of you. And when that thing goes to sleep, that's where everything goes wrong. It goes to sleep because of pressure. We live in this world, there's so much pressure, is demanding. People are too demanding. Sometimes you might be married to somebody who is too demanding. Expectations are too high. Children, when you have children, expectations are too high. Everything. So, and then sometimes you end up giving up on your own strength. Your own strength ends up going to sleep. So you need to activate that. If you are a Christian, fast. When you fast, the Holy Spirit is able to direct you. And once you're able to direct you to the right direction, even when things go wrong, the Holy Spirit is there to actually communicate with you, to say, this is the right path. So then it's up to you whether you want to follow that path, or you don't want to follow that path. I've gone through some other things, something that is happening in my life. Sometimes I will pay a bill, or sometimes there will be something, maybe I meant to do something for somebody, I do it. And then when I do something, and then somebody will offer me the same amount that I've used to sacrifice, like making a sacrifice for giving. And then when I give, and I'm thinking I'm giving, I don't have the money, this thing is costing me so much. And then somebody will just come in and offer me the same amount that I gave. I bought something for my mom the other day, and I said to my sister, what do you think my mom will want? And then she told me what she wants. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to have to just do something for her nice. So I made a sacrifice. I did something to her. And then somebody, I go in the email and somebody says, no, sir, would you like to do this for me? And then I'll give you this amount. And I was like, this person is not really giving me the amount this man. I said to God, he's not really asking me to do something. Is God returning the favor, what I have done? Because I've done something for my mom, and that person, the money that I spend, that money is now coming back to me. So, guys, if you're a Christian out there, please don't suffer in silence. Just pray, meditate in the Word of God. Like, I'm using Tony Robbins' idea of the Bible, and my pastor was talking about it. And Tony Robbins, he said his coach taught him how to memorize the Bible. And the Bible helps you to connect with God. So I'm reading out loud every single day. I read like 5 chapters. I fast, staying in the good books, like I'm staying away from the arguments with people. And guys, God is paying my bills for me. Whatever, when I look at it, when I look at something and I say that is a big bill, if I say out loud and like this is a big bill, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it anyway. If I need to give it to somebody, I just give, and it comes back unexpectedly. As long in your heart you're doing it from the bottom of your heart, you won't see any failure that comes your way. You won't see it as a failure. You will see it as an opportunity where you just climbing the ladder, and the problems that get presented by you, you just climb. You just keep going. So, guys, no limitation in life. If you're a Christian, meditate, fast. If you can't fast like me, 2 days a week, 1 day a week is cleansing. For those, do you understand what fasting is for, Claudia?
Yeah, yeah, I do as well. just like to purify and actually as well to have some ideas,
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah,
like
that's to
to,
cleanse your energy
yeah,
because your energy sometimes
yeah,
can be really heavy. But
yeah,
yeah, you
absolutely.
need to loosen up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen a big difference,
Mhm.
guys. I'm on 130 something now, fasting every single day. And I've seen the big difference. But the
Mhm.
difference that I have seen is finances, that
Mhm.
people are paying my bills for me without me asking, without in my heart like wanting to do something or crying or saying I want them to do this. They are just offering me money without me asking for it. So just do that. When I'm saying people are like paying my bills, it's like where I will go if I have to pay like £600, I'll go and pay it. And I'm like, God, this is so big. And then God has different ideas because my energy is no longer the way it was before. So, and then somebody will come and offer me and say, oh, Nomsa, by the way, could you please do this for me? And I'll pay you this much. Or somebody will be like, okay, here's the money. So, all those kind of things. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but I'm still investigating it, guys. I'm still going through it. But if you have somebody who wants to work with me, fast with me. You don't have to do it like every day. You can do it once a week. And just we'll connect in the RAM. Once you're fasting and your spirit is activated, we're good to go. You'll be able to share the story. Please, guys. And I know Nick Motishka is doing it. Nick says Nomsa is the best thing has ever happened to his life. Anyway, it's 11 minutes past it. Any words of encouragement? Me fasting, guys, was my words of encouragement. Fast, even if you are not a Christian, cleanse your spirit.
Yeah, and for me, just like have fun and be gentle with it because it's a journey, it's your personal journey. So just be gentle with yourself, even if it's a bit challenging and stuff, like try to find your own flow to roll with things coming up in your life. Yeah.
Yes, live with grace, everyone. It's Friday tomorrow. I think I'm with Dr. Bigot tomorrow, or I'm not. I'm on my own. I can't remember. I'll have to check in with her. Live with grace, guys. And if you're watching the talk show and if you have any ideas about the topic and you want to give me the topic, please do send me a message, private. But if you're somebody who's going through tough times, guys, please don't give up. Just use your ritual to get to where you need to be. They work, and fasting more works. I'm on 130 something fasting. I'm going on 2000, 1,000 days. I have seen the difference. So if you are somebody who wants to join me on this, but the bad part of it is, Claudia, whatever I learn, I'm not allowed to charge people. Did you know that? If I'm fasting with God, I am not allowed to charge anybody, regardless of the whatever big that I discover. I have to do it. If I have to train somebody to do it, it has to be free. I can't charge for that part. So that's the most thing that is annoying with God. You can't, whatever it teaches you, you cannot charge for it. So God bless everyone and live with grace. See you on the other side tomorrow.